Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. For this beginner's guide video we will be looking at the strongest one there is, the one and only Incredible Hulk. Now he offers a huge amount of burst damage, and if you choose to build him towards the tanky side of things, he's up there with Colossus for the amount of damage he can take, so he's certainly a very interesting hero. Now in this video what we'll do first off is look at the primary attributes, offensive and defensive traits. We'll then follow that up by checking out some of his costumes. We'll then have a look at his signature and ultimate, and finally we've got some gameplay run throughs where we'll check out his skills as well. But first up, let's have a look at his primary attributes, his traits and also his resource. We'll start off here then looking at his offensive trait, and that is Unbridled Rampage. So it provides him with a 5% brutal strike chance, archetype is tank, and his primary attributes are durability and also strength. Now for his defensive trait you have Hulk Tough. That offers bonus health, the archetype is tough, and that gives us a multiplier to both defense and deflect. And finally, as a melee combatant he has that 8% damage reduction as well. Now if we look at his resource, it would have to be anger, and of course it is anger. Now with this, it's generated whenever you deal damage or you're dealt damage, and when you reach 100% you're considered very angry, and what that then does is it provides certain buffs to different skills and makes them more powerful or modifies them slightly. Now on top of that, as you get more angry you actually gain bonuses to your stats, so it goes all the way up to 30% for your base damage, crit hit damage and your brutal strike damage. We also gain up to 10% for a crit hit rating multiplier and also attack and movement speed. So whilst he's very angry, you will notice a huge difference in the amount of damage you can actually put out, which is great. It fits the character perfectly. Now what we'll do for this next section of the video, because we've covered the core of Hulk, we'll actually check out some of his costumes. First costume we look at is the default, and this is his classic look, and since it's had the visual update it certainly does look very nice. The next costume we look at is from the Age of Ultron movie. Now it certainly looks great, it's a bit similar to the last one, but this can happen just to the nature of some of Hulk's actual costumes. Now this one here is actually pretty different. I have no idea why Hulk would have to wear armour, but it certainly makes this particular costume stand out. This is a Marvel Now costume. And then finishing up we have the Awesome Planet Hulk. Now currently this is only available in the PC version of the game, but I'm pretty sure that around the time of Thor Ragnarok or before then we'll get this version on console as well, and wow, it looks absolutely incredible. I love this. Now let's actually have a look at the signature and ultimate. For the signature we have a pretty iconic Hulk skill. Now this one's called Ultimate Destruction, and with it will slam his hands together and create a massive shockwave, and this knocks enemies back. It also reflects projectiles and it does 2 pretty large damage packets as well, so it's really nice. And later on in this video we'll actually look at what's almost another signature skill that can actually reset the cooldown in this particular one, so it's a really interesting mechanic, but we'll check that out later. For now, let's have a look at the ultimate skill. For the ultimate we have a skill called World Breaker, and this one's pretty great. It does a huge damage packet in the first instance. You then have a damage dot as well on top of it, and it also works as a steroid where you have the critical hit chance, critical hit damage, brutal chance and also brutal damage modifier, and on top of that you become very angry for the entire duration of this as well. And as you can see, it looks absolutely great. All the visuals, all the gamma radiation in the ground, and the sheer size of Hulk wailing away the enemy. It really does look pretty fantastic. Now for the next section of the video, where we would normally break this into different skills, perhaps melee and then ranged, with Hulk being a melee character, really doesn't have many ranged skills at all, only actually has one. What we'll do is we'll split it into the different trees he's got for each of the 2 gameplay videos. So the first one we'll look at will be the violence tree. Starting off with this tree then, the first skill we look at is our main spender. This is tagged as a basic. It's Furious Punch. Now this will generate a whopping 910 health per hit, so this is great for anyone looking to build a tanky Hulk. Now when you're very angry, it actually has a 25% base attack speed as well, so you can hit really fast in this and get your health regen way up. The next skill we look at is Cratering Stomp. So this is your weaken, and it will also act as a vortex and it will pull enemies towards you. This is great being a melee character that you're able to do that. When you're very angry, this will buff your melee damage for 15% for 8 seconds, as that also has a 6-second cooldown, so you can essentially keep this buff up all the time as long as you're always casting it. We then have our one and only range skill, which is Rubble Toss. Bit of a strange skill. I think it's just put in there so that Hulk does have just one range skill in his kit. Now when you're very angry, the area of effect on this particular skill was increased by 100%. The next skill we look at is Pummel, and this will do 4 different hits as Hulk kind of goes crazy and punches the enemy. When you're very angry, the critical hit chance is 100% for 3 of the hits, and the final hit actually has a 100% brutal strike chance there. Now next skill we look at, this one would be Vicious Headbutt. So this is actually tagged as a bleed on this, so you'll do the initial damage packet and then on top of that you've got the dot as well. When you're very angry, the duration of the dot is increased from 4 seconds up to 8 seconds. Yes, that's pretty good. It also has a 2-second knockdown on it. Now what we'll look at next, and this ties in with something we've mentioned earlier on in the video, is a skill that will actually reset our signature, and this would be Meteor Storm, which previously used to be his ultimate skill. So you've got a huge damage packet on it. It will then do additional damage from the actual meteor debris. It stuns the enemy, and as mentioned, it will reset your signature as well. So you can actually have certain setups. You get 2 charges of your signature, cast Meteor Strike, and then you get 2 charges of your signature again. And as you can see just there, if you use them all together, you can absolutely annihilate bosses, as we've just done against poor Shocker. So what we'll do now anyway is we'll look at the next tree, and this would be the Rage tree. For this run through of the Kingpin's warehouse, we'll show off the rather awesome Planet Hulk costume. I really do love this one a lot. Now the first skill we'll look at, and as mentioned, this is an actual Rage tree. It's a main spender. This one's not tagged basic unlike the last tree. It's called Gamma Strike, and you're doing a whole lot of damage when you're punching with it. And when you're very angry, you actually gain a bonus based on your maximum anger, and that bonus will increase your brutal strike chance and also your brutal strike damage as well there. The next skill we have is Avalanche Leap. So with this one, this is your vulnerability applicator. So you'll leap in, you'll do your physical damage packet, you'll leave a dot on top of the enemy, and with the particular build I'm using and talents I've got here, you can have 2 charges on. So this is great if you're looking for a highly mobile build on Hulk where you can jump about the screen and kind of go really crazy. Now the bonus effect when you're very angry on this is the area of effect is increased by 50%. The next skill we look at, this is an actual channeled one, and this is Hulk Smash. Now with a particular talent you can have this, but it increases your anger to 100%, so this can actually be a really useful skill. Now on its own, it's just a normal physical damage packet. The longer you channel it, the more damage it will do. When you're very angry, the area of effect on it is increased by 100%. The next skill, this is a really quite interesting one. This is Knuckle Dusters. So you'll tear a nearby car in half and use it as improvised boxing gloves. Pretty awesome. Now it does require maximum anger to activate. When you activate it, you're invulnerable for 2 seconds during the animation, and you gain a buff to physical damage where the more you hit enemies, you'll have extra physical damage hitting them on a half-second cooldown. We then have a 10% critical hit chance on top of it, and you're also immune to crowd control there. The next skill we look at is Deafening Roar. Now with this one, it regenerates 50% of your maximum anger, it terrifies the enemy, and it also weakens them as well. And you can set up various talents that can actually have this, so it regenerates your health, and this will really help if you're looking for a tanky Hulk. Now the final skill we look at here would be Tremor Fist, and we always look at the spammable trash clearer last. This is an enlarged cone effect, knocks down the enemies, it slows them. When you're very angry, you gain an aftershock, and the area of effect is increased by 50%, and the range also goes up by 50% as well there. So there we go. While I was running through all these skills, I managed to absolutely smash Dr. Octopus, and you could see I had the Knuckle Dusters at the end as well, which is pretty great. So hope this beginner's guide video has been useful. Thanks for tuning in once more, and I'll see you all again soon.